Meet African-American Joyce Ladner, a scholar, a civil rights activist, and a university leader. She was born on October 12, 1943 in Battles, Mississippi, and grew up in Hattiesburg in a neighborhood called Palmer's Crossing. As a child, she asked big questions like why are some rules unfair and how can we fix them? She loved books, choir practice, and science class. When she saw segregation signs, she did not look away. She chose to learn her history and to use her voice to make change. Joyce came from a large family where everyone looked out for one another. Her mother taught her to stand tall and to keep going even when life felt rough. In high school, she joined the NAACP Youth Council and learned how meetings are run and how plans are made. She practiced note-taking and learned to collect facts like names, places, and dates so that stories would not be lost. She finished high school in 1960 and entered Tougaloo College, where she studied sociology, which means the study of how people live and work together. College did not keep her on the sidelines. Joyce joined the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, also called SNCC. She went door to door to help neighbors register to vote. She trained in nonviolence and then faced danger with steady courage. In 1963, she helped organize the March on Washington by raising funds and coordinating travel so that people could attend. In that work, she learned logistics, which means how to move people, supplies, and messages so that a big event runs well. She kept careful records, set clear goals, and made backup plans when buses were late or supplies ran short. After college, Joyce moved to St. Louis to study for a PhD at Washington University. She listened closely to the lives of Black girls who lived in the Pruitt-Igoe housing project. She spent years visiting, talking, and writing so that their voices would be heard with care. The result was a landmark book titled Tomorrow's Tomorrow, first published in 1971. It showed how families, schools, and neighborhoods shaped the hopes of young people, and it urged leaders to see the whole picture, not just a test score or a single rule. Her method was simple and strong. Ask questions. Spend time with people. Check facts. Write with respect. Joyce taught in many places and kept learning from each new classroom. She taught in Illinois and Connecticut and in Washington, D.C. She also studied in Tanzania and lived in Dakar, Senegal, where she learned how women helped build strong communities after independence. In every course, she linked history to today and facts to action. She showed students how to turn a puzzle into steps. First, define the problem. Next, list what you know. Then find the missing pieces. Finally, test a solution and improve it. Her lessons made students feel seen and ready to lead. Joyce joined Howard University as a professor and later served as vice president for academic affairs. In 1994, the Board of Trustees asked her to serve as interim president, which means to lead during a time of change. She became the first woman to hold that office at Howard. The university faced a large budget gap that could harm students and programs. Joyce studied the numbers, set priorities, and worked with staff and faculty to protect learning. She led a spending freeze, trimmed costs, improved planning, and communicated openly so people understood why each step was needed. By the end of her service, the budget gap had been closed and the university was on steadier ground. After her time as interim president, Joyce kept serving the public. In 1995, President Bill Clinton appointed her to the District of Columbia Financial Control Board. That board worked to fix the city budget and improve services for families. Joyce reviewed data, met with community groups, and chose steps that would make schools, agencies, and transit work better. She spoke in public about what the city needed and why the choices were hard. She also became a senior fellow at the Brookings Institution and shared research that helped leaders make wise decisions. Beyond her early book, Joyce wrote articles, gave talks, and recorded oral histories about the civil rights years. She explained how ordinary people used steady nonviolence to face unfair laws and threats. She honored the bravery of her sister Dory and many friends across Mississippi who risked their lives for voting rights. She visited campuses and community centers to urge young people to learn the issues, to vote, and to serve with courage. She reminded audiences that change takes time, that teams matter, and that truth-telling has power. In recent years, she also reflected on the passing of her sister in 2024 and lifted up the lessons they learned together. Joyce Ladner teaches that study and service can reinforce each other. She shows that a student can be a builder of justice and that a scholar can be a helper for cities and schools. Her life offers a model for problem solving that fits classrooms, community groups, and city halls. When life is unfair, gather facts, bring people together, design a plan, try it, learn, and keep going. She teaches that leadership is not a title, but a duty to protect and uplift others. She also shows that firsts matter only when they open doors for the next person in line. Her story invites each of us to learn to serve and to lead with courage.
If you like this video and would like to see more content like this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share with others.